He's thrown me out of my own house. So what can I say? To many parents like me, asking them to think very carefully before they give away everything to their children. I'm only saying, give it after you're gone, after your death.
So today we'll be talking about this billionaire who decided he wanted to leave everything to his son while he's still living. And you can see the craziness after he does this. Don't you say, Boo?
Yeah, this is what we call a good parent. This parent toiled all his life until he became a billionaire. And then, when he thought he had reached that time for retiring, he decided to give his wealth to his son. But things took a turnover. And this is a nightmare for any parent because most of the time you usually know that your kids will take care of you, but not that when you are old, your kids will see you as garbage or they see you as like a burden to them. But this is what is happening. Now, before we talk too much, without further ado, let's just kick into the story.
Just watch the video. You'll see for yourselves.
Because one hears of such incidents, but I hadn't hoped I'd have to see this in my own family. To many parents like me, asking them to think very carefully before they give away everything to their children. By all means, give what you want to. I'm not telling you don't give. I'm only saying, give it after you're gone, after your death. Don't give it in your lifetime, because you may have to pay a very heavy price. Meeting him has no meaning, because he won't listen to me. And if I say something which he doesn't like, he may scream at me, he may abuse me, he may scold me. He does all these kind of things. But in the earlier years, I think he kept it closely held. And once he got the power of money, which I stupidly gave him everything, it all came out. Maybe it was always a part of him. When I look back, I can see lots of instances where I see bits and pieces of this thrown over all his personality, his character. It's full of all of it. And that's not what I am used to. I also had a lot of money at one time, and power and authority. I don't think it ever went to my head, by God's grace. If it's gone to his head, maybe he's one of those, and there are many in this world, who allow it to go to their head. Money is power, power is ego, ego is arrogance. Simple as that. Because his motto is buy everybody and buy everything and buy. That's what he did with me. I didn't have that kind of money left to fight him. So he bought everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
This man basically built this whole foundation of this money in billions of dollars, only to have his son come in and just basically just shut him down and shut him out of everything.
Yeah. You see, one thing he says is that his son was not like that. He said he changed afterwards. He did not see that coming. So he was wondering, was he pretending all this time? And then after he got everything is now when his true nature came out,
Yes.
all his plans, all his ideas that he's been hatching on how when he gets this money, how he will behave.
Well said, baby. That's exactly what he did. He showed the father what he wanted the father to see of him, But he was really hiding what he was going to do once he got this money.
Yes, once he got this money. And we see such things even in the Bible, like David. One example is King David. We saw it with his son Absalom.
Yes.
And Absalom wanted to take the kingdom from his dad. So it's just almost the same thing that happened here. But David handled it differently. We'll
Yes.
see how David handled it.
He will do what he wants. He's not the kind who will mediate or get mediated. He'll do exactly what he wants. And if the law doesn't permit it, he'll by the law. He's thrown me out of my own house. So what can I say? He's living alone in a 36-floor building. He has no care or consideration for his parents, for his nephews who were living there. He's thrown everybody out because he can buy everybody. I can keep on shouting, keep on complaining, keep on burning my heart. Where does that get me? So best is to keep out and live your life. Whatever little is left, it has no meaning. Very few people call me. He was here yesterday. I came and walked. He didn't even get up or turn around to see me. He's become a very arrogant person. I gave him everything. By mistake, I was left with some money on which I am surviving today. Otherwise, I would have been on the road. He'd be happy to see me on the road. I'm sure of that. If he can throw his wife out like this, throw his father out like this, I don't know what he is.
He threw his own wife out once he got this money.
Yes. Now, one thing you should understand with Indian culture, they stay together as a family, as an extended family. So you'll find brothers, sisters, nephews, uncles, especially if they have a big mansion, they stay all of them together there. They build something so huge, it's almost like a palace, and they stay together. So you can see the old man says that he kicked out even the nephews and the wife. So I don't know if the children are still there, but he's even kicking out the father. I mean, what kind of arrogance is that, really?
His mama and his father. I mean, come on now. And even the one he's supposed to be married to the rest of his life, his better half, she's gone. I ain't got time for you, lady.
You see, the Bible doesn't lie when money is the root of all evil. Money is not bad, but it's when you take that money and you make it the center of everything you do in your life.
Yeah,
it controls you.
You put up here like it's a god.
Yes.
Like Jehovah.
Yes.
Jehovah and money. I got all this money. Jehovah's going to go down here. Your family's going down here. If you let that stuff get in your head, I'm most powerful. I got all this money. God, family, money. It's always going to be like that.
And then it becomes your idol. And what does the Bible say? You should not worship any other God than me. So any other God that you prefer or you take it so important, that becomes your God, and it's an idol. It becomes your idol. So that is what this boy has done. So number one is breaking the commandment of have no other God, because the money has become his idol.
Yes.
And number two, he's broken the promise where we are told obey your parents.
Yes.
And if you obey that, because we are told if you obey, you get a blessing.
So basically, I'm going to paraphrase it. When you obey your mother and father,
honor your mother, yes.
Yeah, you'll have a long life.
Yes.
If not, it's going to be cut short.
Yes. I mean, even Jesus obeyed his parents. Remember when Jesus got lost? They say that when Jesus came back and the parents met Jesus and brought him back, and he was found in the temple, they say from then on, Jesus obeyed his parents. You see, the Bible also says that, his earthly parents. And he obeyed God. He's a good example of him, showing us how he obeyed his father, even by going to the cross. You see, he was obeying what his father was telling him. He was always saying, I'm doing what my father is telling me. But now, you look at this boy, because there are parents who guide their children the wrong way. But
Yeah.
this is that one we agree. Like if you don't agree with them, because that's the wrong way. But this parent was a good parent.
He was. I mean, he took what he had worked for his whole life, and it looks like he wasn't very arrogant himself. He had all this money, and technically, it was his money.
Very
He
well
he
possessed.
built this. He built this kingdom.
And then he thought his son would be the best one to come for it. Then his son became the opposite, wanting to throw his dad away. And that's what we see in the Bible, in the book of is it Kings, or I don't know, is it in Kings? We'll look at it. The one for David and Absalom. Absalom came back when David did not want to see him. And what happened? He started pretending to be good to the people by
Yes.
solving their problems. And then people started loving Absalom. And they wanted him as a king. And David was told, oh, everybody wants Absalom as a king. Run away because you're going to be killed. And David had to leave all his wealth, like this old man, and run away. But how did David come back to get his wealth back and his kingdom? By sending his advisor, his best advisor.
Yep. He gave Absalom very bad advice, and his advice basically got David back in.
Yes. Absalom had another advisor who gave good advice, but David sent his advisor, and his advisor lied that. But that's how he got back his kingdom. And I was thinking about the old man. How can he get back his? Because I'm thinking if he could get back his wealth, God has showed him how his son is. I don't know if he can still use his people, the best advisors he used to have within the company. I don't know if he can still work with them and get his company back. Because he's saying the son is buying everybody. He can't even go to the authorities because the son is buying even the people in the office of who have authority who could have helped him.
So basically, what the man's saying is he's got no leverage because the guys in bought all of his friends, and they're basically just saying, "Don't even come back. Stay away.
Yes.
Stay away. We don't need you."
And this leads me to the question, as children, really, when your parents get old, and even if maybe there are things you never agreed with your parents as you were growing up, maybe there are things the way they brought you up and everything, you never agreed with them. Now, when you get this power and now this time they are weak, do you treat them the wrong way, like you're revenging on the things that you felt like they didn't treat you right? Because I'm just thinking what happened for this man to be that way.
Yeah, I don't think this guy has no humility at all. I mean, all he sees is dollar signs in his eyes. I got the power now. You old. Let's get rid of you. I don't need you no more. Now I got the power, and I'm gonna run it the way I want to see fit to run it.
Yes. And we should remember the Bible says that the rich will remember that they will also die. It's in Psalms.
Yep.
And all these things we have, the material world, they're all vanity. At the end of everything, we'll have to answer to him how we treated other people on this earth.
I'm quoting the Bible, and I'm not exactly sure where it's found, but it says, "We come in this world naked, we leave it naked."
Yes.
We can't carry money with us. We can't carry fortunes with us. We can't carry cars and houses and all this stuff with us. We're going like we came in this world with nothing, with absolutely nothing. The only thing we need is Jesus Christ.
Yes. The only thing we need. And especially with this man with his good heart, leaving an inheritance for his children, like the way the Bible says. And then your child comes and doesn't appreciate that. It's so sad. That's what I can say. That is a nightmare to most parents. The only thing we can do is, for me, is pray for him. I don't know what you guys, if you have any comments on him, maybe you can tell us. But I know this happens in many families.
Yes.
It's not only him. He's an example. Actually, he's advising most parents not to give their wealth to their children when they are alive.
Until you as a parent have passed.
Yes, he's saying they should pass it over when they passed, and write it on a will. so that when they pass, they will not be here to see the humiliation
Yes.
that they will pass through. That is the advice he thought he should give everybody when he was being interviewed. And if you loved what we do,
Hit that subscribe button and be part of the Jazzery family. We'd like to have you.